Hey, how you doing? www.andrewmarkmusic.com on was the 60s a Psyop. That is a psychological operation to manipulate civilizations, societies. You're asking me? It's completely consistent with the way things were to what they've become. So yes. A little bit of background information here. I was a kid in the 60s, and I remember on Sundays that you could not spend money. You know, you really couldn't. Everything was closed. So your life on Sundays was about something other than money. Certainly the crassness of materialism didn't exist in the way that it exists today. That's a side issue, but the main issue to take away from this video is how we now live in a 24/7 global society run by the bankers. An amoral one. So we went to some type of moral order, no matter how flawed you see that from your perspective. There was a certain moral order to that, to a complete amorality within civilization today. And the theory that it was the 60s that transition from one order to the other is completely coherent and consistent. Do not underestimate the significance of that as far as as far as we proceed here. I don't know so much that it had to do with breaking religious conditioning as it did with deconstructing the moral order of things. If we analyze this from where we are today compared to what it was, then it starts to make sense, and then there becomes a coherency to the theory here. That what happened in the 60s was not some organic evolutionary development. Quite the contrary, it was a coordinated, sophisticated manipulation of populations for a specific end, which they have achieved, which is a 24/7 amoral global economy. I think it just explains it too well and too accurately for it to be dismissed as rubbish. Out of the 60s came postmodernism, deconstruction, relativism, just the hallmarks of left-wing political thought that led to nihilism, today manifesting as a social justice warrior movement, who don't seem to be picking the right issues, in my opinion. And I think the reason they're not picking the right issues is because, again, they are a part of the Psyop. So, yeah, on the drug issue aspect of it, it looks like they're playing the card again in recent years with this pretense to legalize marijuana. I would say that the actors involved on it, anywhere where it's become quote unquote legal, are in on the scam. There's really there's no agenda to make this plant legal. Okay, you're being scammed. The Trump administration is certainly going to put an end to that across North America. So this is completely, again, consistent with the idea that what happened in the 60s was a top-down, orchestrated manipulation of society to implement a certain world order, an amoral world order, where the banks and the corporations can rule at want to whatever they desire. And make no mistake about it, that's what's going on this planet. It's this way because they want it this way. It's, you know, their way that we are having to live. There's really very little choice for anybody not to live in the way that they have manufactured this society. So www.andrewmarkmusic.com on Were the 60s a Psyop? In my opinion, absolutely. Indeed. Peace, peace, peace. And an Orwellian inversion, it obviously means war, war, war. And more of it.